Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday evening's meditation. It's lovely to have you all here this evening again. This evening is our third session on the Sahasrara Chakra, this beautiful chakra at the top of our heads. And this evening we will go through the normal format. I'll tell you a little bit more about Sahasrara. Then we shall I'll lead a meditation and then listen to a talk of Shri Mataji's. And then at the end, after we've had more meditation time, do stay for the breakout rooms where you can ask any questions you may have or just meet up with other yogis and have a lovely chat and little social chat. So let us just start by making ourselves comfortable. And we're taking a couple of deep breaths just to relax ourselves and get into the right state and feeling for this evening. We can look at Shri Mataji's picture to again just steady ourselves, slow down our thoughts, slow down our minds, our bodies. And we'll just take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Deep breaths in, and then breathe out slowly. So we can relax our shoulders, relax our bodies. And bring our attention fully within ourselves and into this collective meditation this evening. So if I'll just start by recapping on what we've learned to date. If I could have the first slide, please. And we already have all experienced our Mother Kundalini rising up through us, and as she does, she comes up through the center channels of Shumna Nadi and cleanses our channels. And then as we surrender our egos and our super egos, she passes up and through our Brahmarandra at the top of our heads. And she enters into this Sahasrara Chakra at the top of the head. In the opening of the Sahasrara Chakra, Shri Mataji did on the 5th of May in 1970. And through this, she has taken us to this next extraordinary step in mankind's spiritual evolution. And in this Sahasrara Chakra, this beautiful lotus, 1,000-petaled lotus flower above our heads, at the top of our heads, we experience this integration of our subtle system, the integration of all the chakras. As the Kundalini passes into the Sahasrara, where our spirit resides, we are connected with our pure spirit. We integrate with our pure spirit. We integrate with the divine power that has created everything. We get this awareness of the divine, and we experience these states of thoughtless awareness and doubtless awareness, and enter into this complete silence which is within us all. And this is the extraordinary gift we have been given through our self-realization, to integrate with the whole. And we feel our own subtle system on our fingertips, on our hands, on our feet, through our bodies. And this oneness, which we also are integrated into in Sahasrara, into the collective, into the collective of Sahaja Yoga. So we connect with other yogis, but we also connect with every other human being. So we can feel the chakras of other human beings. This is the gift we have been given. And we connect with the whole cosmos, with nature. And we become one with all. And on a daily level, what does this mean? Well, again, with the integration of our chakras and with this enlightenment and this ability to go into our spiritual, become our spiritual being, we understand these qualities of the chakras which now are enlightened within us, which we talk about and we read about innocence and about wisdom, about love, compassion, kindness, purity. And these are all qualities which we can read about, but we don't necessarily quite understand it. But the understanding comes through being in Sahasrara, being connected with spirit. These qualities, we begin to understand them in a thoughtless, wordless way, in a very deep, innate way. The understanding comes to us. And it comes to us, we may ask for it. Often if we're in times of difficulty or we have a problem, we can just ask, can I have the peace? Can my pure spirit guide me on this? And we'll find that the answers come into our minds, into our beings, because we have now gone into this part of our brain which we could not access before. And these qualities grow within us and establish within us. And as they do, we change our behavior, we change how we are with other people. We find that if our attention, so for example, if our attention has been quite hard to pin down, we move our attention, flip from one thing to another. There's so many distractions in the world, as we know at the moment, and there's more and more so, that we can learn to quieten that and focus more easily. And then we suddenly realize that we've grown and that becomes our norm. We've moved away from this attention which gets flitted left, right and center. The quality of love, in particular, we use the word love so much and we can't always quite understand on our human thinking level what it means. We can feel it, but as we progress and we meditate more and we enter thoughtless awareness, doubtless awareness in the Sahasrara more and more, we'll find that we understand love in a way we never did before. And then because we are connected to the whole, that love, which has now become so purified within us, radiates out from us into the world and radiates out into those around us. Even going to the shops, we are spreading that love without doing anything. We do nothing, as we keep saying, we do nothing. This power does it all. But just by being in thoughtless awareness, doubtless awareness, in Sahasrara, these qualities are going out from us into the world and healing the world. And this is the power we have as yogis, being one with these extraordinary powers of the chakras. So if we could have the next slide. So these are these qualities that we then have from being in Sahasrara, from having our kundalinis raised and being connected with our spirit. We get this thoughtless awareness, this silence, this collective consciousness, and joy. The joy, even in the hardest of times, we will find that we still can feel this joy which will take us through. And it is absolute freedom, as it is listed here. Complete freedom from the bindings of our day-to-day worries. We have no need to worry because we are being taken care of completely by being one with our spirit, one with the divine. So let us now feel this more, because again, it is all about the feeling, because we go beyond the mind. We are going into this realm where we feel it and we do nothing. And as I said before, it is counterintuitive. The less we do, the more this power grows within us. We just need to let it by surrendering our ego and our superego. Surrendering our conditionings, our ways we think that society thinks we should be. And giving ourselves the time and the space to just be within. Search within for that joy, for that love, for that being. So let us now begin our meditation by placing our hands on the ground, looking at Mother's picture again, so that Shrasti's picture again, so she can take us into this state, so that we can slow our thoughts, slow our doubts about ourselves, about this power, any doubts we have. And we'll start our meditation by, as we always do, we shall raise our kundalinis by putting attention fully on Mother Kundalini at the base of our spine. And as we rotate our hands and bring our left hand up in front of us with our right hand circling, put our attention fully in that left hand. And on Mother Kundalini, feel her come up and through. This Mother Kundalini who takes us up into Sahasrara. And we do our 3 channels, bring up our 3 channels. And our 7 bandhans. And again, just place our hands back on the ground to balance ourselves. We shall first ask Mother Earth to absorb any negativity that is within our subtle systems. Any negativity that is taking us out of balance. Holy Mother Earth, please absorb any thoughts, any conditionings. Absorb all the heaviness of this day. We humbly ask you. Please bring us into the balance, into the center. May we let go of any worries, any anxiety, any overthinking. May we surrender it now. And let us again just breathe in deeply while our hands are on the ground. We can breathe in through our noses. If you can't do it through the mouth, breathe in deeply, though, right down into the belly to fill your lungs, fill your belly with air. And then slowly, slowly push it back out. And push it out as if it's going up through the tops of our heads, out through Sahasrara. And then with the next breath, breathe as if it's coming down through Sahasrara. So put our attention above our head and breathe the air. Of course, it's coming in through our mouth and nose or mouth, but as if it's coming down through Sahasrara. And back out again, pushed up through Sahasrara. And finally, if you can, without being distracted too much, bend your tongue back in its mouth. So take your tongue towards the back of your mouth so the tip is pointing upwards, but not touching the sides of your mouth. And then let the air just flow over your tongue so that you breathe it in and breathe it out. And do it twice more with our hands on our laps. Now, if we can, place both our hands behind our backs at the base of the spine, where our sacrum bone is, in the center of the spine. If you can't reach with two hands, try with one, or if it's too uncomfortable, just place your attention in the sacrum bone on Mother Kundalini. With full attention on Mother Kundalini, we just say, thank you, Mother, for enlightening us, for awakening within us. Thank you for your love, for your mothering and nurturing. love. We humbly ask you to rise within us and take us deep into meditation. Please connect us with our pure spirit and Sahasrara. Take us into thoughtless awareness, doubtless awareness and beyond. And then if we bring our hands forward and put our right hand on our center heart, and put our attention, if we can, we keep our attention in Sahasrara. And at the same time, put our attention also in our center heart. If that is not too distracting, just put your attention in the center heart. We just ask Mother Kundalini, please fill our center hearts, or fill our beings with love, with your love and compassion. And kindness. Fill our beings with your strength. Please make us brave and strong and secure, so we have complete faith in ourselves. Complete faith in ourselves and our ability to go into Sahasrara and fully establish ourselves as spiritual beings. Please give us the strength to completely embrace this blessing we've been given. See if we can feel the chakra just relaxing. Ourselves just relaxing into this. Give ourselves the space within. If we take our right hand up to the right hand side of our head, just place it there. And if we feel any pressure, or just rub it and just give it a gentle massage. May we just surrender, may we surrender all our conditionings, all our any habits which are negative and take us away from spirit. Any negative memories. Just massage the right hand side of the head, which is the end of the left, so left agya. So super ego. And take that hand away, put it on our lap, and take our left hand onto our left side of the head, which is where our ego comes up at the end of the right channel. And again, just massage that side of the head. And here we just say we surrender our ego. We surrender our thoughts, our planning. And if you feel you want to massage both sides, then do. And then if we take our hands down, take the right hand, we're going to bring it up the center of the body. And as we do this, we're just going to say Om. There's 3 letters in the Om, it's 3 sounds. It's Ah, O, M. Om is the sound. So we just take our right hand from the base of our spine up the front, and we'll go Om. Bring our hand up to the top of the head. Place our hand on the top of the head and push down. We'll do this another 2 times. Just bring up more of Mother Kundalini. We'll go now, do another Om. Om. Press down on the top of the head. And then once more, right hand down to the base of the spine and then draw it up as we say Om. Om. Place the hand down on the top of the head. Press down. And you can massage the base of the top of the head. And then bring the hand up. Our attention right up with our hand. Take our attention into the space between top of our head and our hand. Keep it there. Bring our hand down. Just stay in that beautiful space. If any thoughts are still coming, not this thought, not now. Or I surrender my thoughts. And whilst we're in this meditative state, we shall listen to a talk of Shri Mataji's. It was used before, but for the Agya, but it's a Sahasrara talk, and it adds to our knowledge of entering Sahasrara.
Krishna has said in his Gita, Sarva dharmanam parityajya mamekam sharanam vacha. Forget about all your dharmas. Dharmas meaning that we have a dharma of a wife, of a husband, of a member of the society. All of them have their own dharma. But he says, leave them and leave it them to me and I'll manage. This is it we have to learn, is to say that it's this divine power which will solve our problems. As human beings, it's a very difficult state. And this state only can be achieved through meditation. But I'm not saying that you go on meditating for hours together, not necessary. But with full faith in yourself and in the divine power. If you work it out, I'm sure it's not difficult to rise to that state of consciousness. That is what we have to achieve. It's possible for men as well as for women. They don't have to think, how can we, mother, do it after all. See, all such people are no good for sadhana. Those who have diffidence about themselves cannot do anything. But those who are surrendered and those who think they can do it can manage all this transfer of their power to the divine power. Just put it on the divine power. Now suppose I have a car which can drive me down. So, if I have a car then I don't put bullocks on it, that I don't push my car. I just sit inside and use it. In the same way, if you have this great power around you, if your Sahasrara is absolutely, completely submerged in it, then you will be amazed how things work out for yourself. I will give you an example of Sahaja Yogi. He is no more now. He was a fisherman, ordinary fisherman, but also he was educated, so he was working in a bank. This one was going one day to do some Sahaja Yoga work, and he had to go by boat. So when he came out, he saw the whole place was clouded and it was about to burst out into a big havoc. So he got very much perturbed about it, that what is this? Immediately his Sahasrara was so open and good. Immediately he said, now I leave it to this divine power to stop all these things happening. I don't want it to rain and to have any problem till I come back home and go off to sleep. And it was surprising. People told me that, Mother, the clouds and everything were there all throughout, but it did not rain, did not do anything, and there was no chaos of any kind. He went to another island where he had to go, he did Sahaja Yoga and came back. And then when he went to sleep, then only everything started pouring down. So nature, everything, every leaf, every flower, everything is worked out through the divine power. So we should not have our ego that we can do something ourselves, we can manage ourselves. Once you have that kind of a thing, you are not yet that much developed, you are not that much grown up in Sahaja Yoga. But to grow up in Sahaja Yoga should not be difficult for you, because you have guidelines. Those people who got their realization, very few of them, like Sufis, and we had some saints in India, all of them. How much they must have struggled. Nobody to guide them, nobody to help them, nobody to tell them about what they can achieve. And despite that, they were very satisfied people, very happy people, and they worked it out so well. They saw the whole world with another angle, as you can also see, but they were not upset, and they had such self-confidence. They had such knowledge of their own that they achieved through their meditative process. And the way they have written books, some of them are so great. It's very surprisingly how they have achieved these great verses, such full of knowledge. One cannot understand that they had no guidance, nobody was to tell them. But one thing with them was that they always tried to look after their Sahasrara. Now one thing is there obstructing Sahasrara is the movement of your agya into thoughts. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that stops your entry into Sahaja Yoga. Thoughts are coming all the time. Because a human being is born who reacts to everything. React to this and react to that, and the thoughts come in and thoughts go. There's a big crowd of thoughts. Because of that, your attention cannot cross over agya and can reside in the Sahasrara. So first of all, one should see what sort of thoughts are coming. You have to condemn yourself sometimes. You have to say, what nonsense, what have I been doing? What's the matter with me? How could I do all that? Once you start doing that, these thoughts will start disappearing. These thoughts are coming from two angles, one from the ego and another from your conditionings. And these are so much built up within you that they don't allow your agya to be crossed. That's why we have two bija mantras of Ham Ksham. First one is, when it is conditioning, you are endowed with this kind of a fear. I shouldn't do like this, I shouldn't do like that, is not allowed, that is not allowed. That's the conditioning part of it. Conditioning can be of many types. But the ego part of it is that I must overpower everybody, I must get this, I must be able to rule everyone. These two things are there in the mind, which are all the time crossing. So it's important that we should go into thoughtless awareness. And that thoughtless awareness is the real way that your Sahasrara can be nourished by the Kundalini. Because Kundalini cannot go through, cannot pass through. And for that, as I said, there are two Bija mantras. One is Ham, another Ksham. So if you are conditioned, you are frightened, you are afraid, and you had ideas about yourself. These days, the way people are describing, they'll say, I'm an extrovert. Somebody will say, I'm an introvert. Somebody will say, I'm hippie, I'm that. All kinds of things they can have attributed to themselves. But these ideas are all coming from outside. They are not from inside. To get to the inner side of yourself, to the subtler side of your being, you must allow the Kundalini to go through the Agya. To cross the Agya is a very important thing in modern times. And for that you have to meditate. If you can meditate with complete faith in yourself, this Agya can be opened up. With surrendering to the Divine. You have to surrender yourself to the Divine. And when this Agya opens, you'll be amazed, your Sahasrara is just waiting to transfer, to give you all the help that you need through the all-pervading power. Your connection of Sahasrara with the all-pervading power is established. And by that you will be amazed how all these 7 chakras work for you. How they help you. How they try to give you whatever is the real knowledge about everything. This real knowledge that you get is very joy-giving. You can see this real knowledge in everything. You don't have to start reading any book about it. In every situation and in every person, in every flower, in every natural happening, you see clearly the hand of the Divine. Once you see the hand of the Divine, your ego starts disappearing. Once you say that it's you do everything. Kabira has said something great about this. He said that when the goat is alive, it goes on saying, I am, I am. But when it is slaughtered and its intestines are made into strings which are used for cleaning the cotton, then it said, tu hi, you are. See, in this symbolic way, they have suggested that you have to become dissolved into this divine power. It's the divine power that does everything. What am I? I was just a drop and I fell into this ocean of awareness of the divine power. And that is taking over and working it out. That will help you a lot to be a great servant. You develop curing powers, but still you are not proud of it. You developed, of course, awakening powers, you are not proud of it. You develop so many creative powers and you are not proud of it. You become really very, very creative, extremely creative. But the greatest thing happened to you that you become a global personality. So you start seeing the problem of every country, of every other nation where they have problems. But these problems when you see, you don't see like other people. Because others may like to use it for their own purpose, maybe for media, maybe for something. What you want to see is that these problems are solved. See, your powers are so great with this kind of a mind I would say, which is dominated completely by the divine power, that it, whatever disturbs you, immediately is taken over and it starts working out. Many problems have been solved by Sahaja. And also they can be solved on a very universal level. If you are a global person, then what happens is that you become a sort of a vehicle, or you can become like a channel for this divine power to act, because you are purely a global personality. Not attached to this, attached to that, but a pure Sahaja personality, which can be used by this divine power very easily. For that, as I told in the afternoon also, that we have to be careful about few things that we have. Firstly, anger. Anger is the worst thing that we have. Angry for what? There are people who talk like this. I was very angry. They're proud of their anger. Anger is a sign of complete stupidity, absolute stupidity. There's no need to get angry with anyone, because by anger you don't solve the problem. With anger you spoil yourself. With anger you ruin your own nature. With anger you really spoil the whole situation. So no use having any anger about anything. But if anything happens that angers you, you should settle down and see for yourself, why is it wrong? Why is it disturbing you? Your seeing itself will help this problem to be solved. You must first of all realize that you are a special personality, that your Sahasrara has been opened out to this all divine power, as if you are entered into the realm of divinity. You are great guests in that great court of divine domain. You are not an ordinary person. And so once you understand why you have Sahaja Yoga and why you have got realization, is that there is something special. But that should not give you any ego. It's not for ego that you have to have this, but it's for understanding that you have to play into the hands of the divine. This play is something I could explain like this, that if you are supposing an artist, then in the hand of the artist is the brush, and the brush never thinks that it is doing anything. It's the artist who is doing everything. In the same way, when you are one with the divine power, you just feel, I am not doing anything. It's the artist who is doing. It's the artist who is managing. And who is the artist? Is this divine power which loves you, which cares for you, which looks after you, which absolutely is identified with you. You'll be surprised, I've got so many letters from people how Sahaja has helped them. How at the right moment they got the help. At the point of complete destruction, how they were saved. So many people have written to me, but I'm not surprised, because if you are one with the divine, it looks after. It has all the powers, only one power it doesn't have, to control you. If you want to ruin yourself, it gives you freedom. Complete freedom. If you want to ruin yourself, ruin. If you don't want to accept divine power, all right, don't accept. It's a complete freedom to do what you like.
We'll just continue to sit now in silence and keep our attention in Sahasrara and let our meditation deepen as we absorb Shri Mataji's words. If we now very gently, in our own time, open our eyes and raise our kundalinis and put on a bandhan. So thank you everybody for being here this evening. In a moment we'll go out into breakout rooms for those that can stay. So if you've any questions, do stay, and you'll be put in breakout room with yogis who can chat and tell you more or answer any questions. And any of us who just want to stay anyway and have a good catch up, please do. So thank you everybody for joining us this evening, and do stay on if you'd like to, and then join our breakout rooms. Thank you. Jai Shri Mataji.